welcome to my channel. I'm assuming today that you are someone who has used traditional resources and traditional knowledge of India for coming up with your invention. Maybe you have used turmeric or neem or something like that, and you are having your invention with the confusion now that are there any restrictions on patenting inventions related to traditional knowledge or traditional medicine in India? In India specifically, yes, there are restrictions, but patent laws do vary a little bit from country to country. So, right now, my main concern is about India, where there are definitely some restrictions related to traditional knowledge. But for other countries, the patent laws may vary, and they do vary as far as traditional knowledge is concerned. Now, see, all the knowledge we have related to Ayurveda, related to Siddha, related to Unani, you must have heard of these words in Sanskrit: Unani, Siddha, Ayurveda. All this knowledge we have got from our ancestors, the saints out there, those people who used to live years and years ago. This is with us till now, and it is considered as prior art, which we may not be knowing because it is written in Sanskrit or maybe in some other language, and we are not able to understand that yes, it is already present. Maybe we are not having knowledge about it, but this knowledge is enlisted in a website for the reference to various patent examiners in India or in other countries. The website is TKDL, Traditional Knowledge Digital Library. Please go to this website. If you have some invention which you have created using traditional knowledge or traditional medicine, just type in the keywords, try to search. If this knowledge is already present there, category wise, you can check. And if something which you have invented comes within the realm of the knowledge present in that website, then definitely it can be objected in India. Okay, so why this is the case? Because India is a rich pool of traditional knowledge. We are very rich in traditional knowledge. And just in order to prevent the exploitation without appropriate consent, and for the benefit of the communities who have discovered this knowledge, who know this knowledge, who own this knowledge from so many years, so that they can have a source of living, and by benefit sharing, by using the by taking royalties from the inventions which use these resources or knowledge as a source of generating their inventions. There are some restrictions, there are some rules, some provisions, and even punishments if those provisions are not followed. So let's discuss a little bit more on this. See, applicants seeking to patent an invention which is derived from traditional knowledge of India are required to disclose it. This is the main concern. They need to disclose it. They need to disclose the source. They need to disclose the origin in form 1, which is application for patent. So there is a form 1 wherein you have to disclose if you are using this traditional knowledge of India, then what exactly is the source and origin of that knowledge. Then maybe uh, if you are using it from India, you are required to provide a prior consent from NBA, which is National Biodiversity Authority. Check out about this authority on Google. You'll find where it is located. If you have used our traditional resources, you have to get consent from this authority, and then the evidence of that prior consent is to be provided at the patent office before the final sealing of the patent. It may be any time within the duration while your patent is being prosecuted for grant. Maybe even after the acceptance of the patent, you can try for the permission from National Biodiversity Authority, but it has to be before the sealing of the patent. You have to provide the proof to the patent office. Plus, there is a provision wherein there can be benefit sharing with the concerned traditional knowledge holders or communities who own this knowledge, so that they can have a source of living through the royalties they can have, because they own this knowledge, they hold this knowledge. So definitely some kind of royalty sharing is expected. So the best way to know if we are caught under this provision of providing the information regarding traditional knowledge and to do benefit sharing and to get permission from NBA if you are from India, then you have to visit TKDL, Traditional Knowledge Digital Library. It's a big pool of all the traditional knowledge India owns. And this is also visited by the foreign patent examiners because they are having nil knowledge about whatever is present as Buddha, Unani, Siddha, and Ayurvedic knowledge of India. They don't have any idea ABCD of it. And so this is where they refer to. This is where they refer to get all this knowledge and then compare with the inventions coming up in their office. So, yeah, and to ensure that these provisions are followed without any kind of delay and without any kind of hiding it from the office, there are a few punishments of fine and imprisonment which may be applicable in case you don't follow. Plus, these provisions can serve as a ground of pre-grant or post-grant opposition of your patent in case these are not followed. Now, let's just discuss a few examples of how traditional knowledge can be objected and how which all cases can go through as a granted patent application by just comparing a few cases wherein A is your invention and B is something already available on TKDL as a prior art. Now, just to analyze if it can be patented or not patented in India. See, let's just discuss a few guiding principles. Number one, with an example, I'll say, suppose a patent application claims relate to an extract of Vithania plant for the management of stress. It's a Vithania plant for management of stress. What TKDL prior art suggests is it discloses Vithania somnifera roots. These are some roots of Vithania and not exactly the plant extract for treatment of stress related disorders in Ayurveda and Unani systems of medicines. So, okay, roots are disclosed, but not exactly the Vithania plant. What exactly the guiding principle says is if the subject matter as claimed relates to some kind of extracts or alkaloids or some active ingredients of the plants, which are already naturally or inherently present in the plants, such claims cannot be considered as novel or invented when use of such plants is pre-known as a part of teachings of traditional knowledge. Now, you know that Vithania somnifera roots are already a part of, which is naturally and inherently present in Vithania plant. So, if you come up with an invention which claims extracts of Vithania plant for management of stress, this is something it can be objected that extracts of Vithania somnifera would be useful in treatment of chronic disorders such as insomnia, gastric ulcers, hyperacidity, restlessness, and depression. So this subject matter cannot be considered as novel. Okay, so this is one of the guiding principles. As another guiding principle, let us say a patent application claims relate to a composition which is comprising calendula officinalis, aloe vera, and centella asiatica. These are some critical scientific words. These three components combine together to form a composition. Let us say ABC, that's a little better way, as healing agent for treatment of wound. Now, these are healing agents for treatment of wound. What TKDL, Traditional Knowledge Digital Library prior art, suggests that it discloses an independent use of A, B, and C. I'm saying it is A, B, and C. It discloses independent use of A, B, and C for treatment of wound as a healing agent in Ayurveda and Unani systems. What we have claimed is a composition. What prior art suggests, TKDL suggests, is an independent use. What the purpose is same, healing agent for the treatment of wound. So the guiding principle here is that combination of plants with known therapeutic effect with further plants with the same known therapeutic agents wherein all the plants are previously known for treating the same disease is considered to be an obvious. What objection could be raised here is that a combination of these plants would be very obvious for the treatment of skin diseases. Why so? Because it the combination of the plant with a known therapeutic effect with further plants with the same known therapeutic. What I mean here is, if independent use of these A, B, and C are already known in the para for the use in Ayurveda and Unani systems for healing as a healing agent, what matters if we just combine them to form a composition? Anyways, the purpose is same and it is already known. So that this is something which is very obvious for a person skilled in the art to do this. Nothing which cannot come in the mind of a person who is having a little bit average skill in your domain in Ayurveda. So it is very obvious for any person. So it may be objected. Third guiding principle is giving an example. Suppose patent application claims relate to a combination of 5 constituents. Okay. One of these being maybe a 1 to 2 ratio of watery extract of cucumis mellow, which is containing catalase and superoxide dismutase, along with Mimimta racemosa. I'm using these words, I'm just using these as keywords because it's difficult for me to even pronounce these words. Citrus arentifolia and coenzyme Q10. What I mean, we can understand is that suppose there's a combination of 5 constituents A, B, C, D, E for the treatment of vitiligo. Vitiligo, it's a disease. Now, prior art in TKDL suggests discloses usefulness of only one of these constituents, which is watery extract of cucuminous mellow, maybe A, for its anti-vitiligo properties. So only one of these constituents is informed in the prior art. We are using 5 constituents and saying that the combination of 5 constituents can be used for the treatment of the same disease, which is done by already one. So what is new in this? So in case an ingredient is already known for the treatment of a disease in prior art, then it creates a presumption of obviousness that if it is combined with another 4 to make a 5, how would it would be a little more effective for the treatment of the same disease, maybe, but will be treating the same disease na? So it's something which can be objected, because it is expected that a combination comprising this known active ingredient must be effective for treating vitiligo, as long as no surprising effect of the claimed combination vis-a-vis the known already product comprising cucumis mellow. So inventive merits cannot be acknowledged in this case. Okay. As a next guiding principle, suppose a patent application claims relate to a formulation. It's a formulation now comprising at least 2 of the following. So an extract of Pongamia pinnate in the range of 2 to 20%, an extract of Lawsonia alba in the range of 5 to 15%, an extract of Dhatura alba in the range of 2 to 20%, and an extract of Cocos nucifera in the range of 20 to 60% for the management of chronic ulcer, diabetes ulcer, and the management of bleeding in cuts and wounds. So we are using at least 2 of these 4 or 5, which I have just I just told. So what prior art in TKDL discloses is one of the use of said plants for the treatment of ulcer wound in Ayurveda. So what this prior art discloses, it discloses almost everything which we have claimed. Where the claims differ is that they have just provided some workable ranges. So the point here is that discovering optimum and workable ranges when already known in prior art to for the use of the same purpose, that is management of bleeding of cuts and wounds, just providing some optimum or workable ranges doesn't matter. It can be objective definitely. It's unpatentable so far as alleged invention is obvious over the arts which are suggested in TKDL, which taught the composition of extracts of 2 of the claimed plants, which are already known and can be used for the management of these cuts and bleeding in cuts and wounds. So just telling some workable ranges, it can definitely be objected and may be unpatentable in India. Then the last, perhaps the last case, suppose patent application claims relate to an extract of zingiber zerumbate, a bitter ginger, for inflammation and also for allergic disorders like asthma. Okay, this is what we have claimed. Perhaps we have claimed. Then a prior art in TKDL discloses the use of this same zingiber zerumbate along with few other ingredients for treatment of inflammation and asthma in Unani systems of medicine. Where would differ is in case multiple ingredients are known to have the same therapeutic activity as per the traditional knowledge. If we have just taken out one component, what prior discloses is the use of zingiber zerumbate along with other ingredients. What we have claimed is only the extract of zingiber zerumbate. So, if we just take out one single component out of them, this cannot be considered as inventive. A single component taken out again would have the same therapeutic activity. Again, it will have the same therapeutic activity as others. Hence, a person skilled in the art would have been motivated. Any person who knows Ayurveda, any person can be motivated to arrive at the invention. It's very obvious for them, because if along with others zingiber zerumbate can solve the problem, it can alone also solve the problem. So without the exercise of inventive skills, someone can come up with this point, and the claims of the invention can be objected for lacking the inventive step here. Let me just discuss one more case. Suppose a patent application claims relate to a composition which is comprising of theanine. It's tea. It's called tea. It's a scientific word for tea. And a herb selected from Sankhpuspi, Satavari, or a mixture of them for the treatment of cold, influenza, related to reduced immunity if we have. So it is something which we have claimed. Now, prior art and TKDL discloses independent use of these plants, all these same plants, but independent use for the treatment of cold and influenza as an immuno-potentiator in Ayurveda and Unani systems. The guiding principle here is that in case individual ingredients are already known for the treatment of the disease as a part of traditional knowledge, then it is obvious that a combination product comprising these known ingredients with further plants with the same non-therapeutic effect would be more effective than each of these medicinal plants when applied separately. So it can definitely be objected, because nothing inventive could be seen in the additional use of the immuno-potentiating herbs, to treat these diseases. A combination of these plants would be obvious as an immunopotentiator for the treatment of common cold or a variety of other diseases. So this is the last guiding principle. So with these all the examples, I'm sure you are able to better correlate and make an decision in the mind that if you have something which you have claimed, which you have invented using the traditional knowledge, and this is how it differs from what is available in the prior. Firstly, you have to analyze if it is already present in the traditional knowledge, and if you have used these sources of traditional knowledge in one of the ways which I have already discussed, then this can be a point of objection in India specifically, because India is a big pool of traditional knowledge and it has rules and regulation as far as traditional knowledge is concerned. There is a section which is section 3, perhaps the last subsection of that section, which suggests that traditional knowledge cannot be patented in India. There actually, you cannot say not patented. There is a need to analyze each and every case, that does it fall within the realm of that section or not, because that can be analyzed only by checking through the exact case. And so I hope with this you are more aware about the patentability and the restrictions on patenting inventions related to traditional knowledge and traditional medicine in India, which is the most debated topic in India. Thank you so much.